Okay, so um, I tried to explain my the soft release that I use with the EQB Sheriff, and uh, I I got a few questions that I feel is a bit too hard to answer in writing, and I want to show you. So this is the soft release. This is the EQB Sheriff, which I really like. I kind of wish that they had produced it in a higher quality of manufacturing because it feels a little bit compared to my very nice Alpine woodblock here. It feels a little bit cheapish, and I had to grind down these bolts actually because they were very sharp here when I got them. I don't really like that. But otherwise, I really like the design because there's a woodblock here. I kind of wish I got them with a quick pin here, but I skimped on that because I have a quick pin on this side already. Um, but and then there's a kind of a special web lock here where you have 3 pins, and the reason for that is you use this as the web lock, and then instead of going over this side multiple times and getting friction there, you do all the wraps over another pin because the inner layer is the only one that won't move while you release, so you will get friction on the very same spot there all the time, but all the other webbing you get friction all over the webbing because it all moves here. So that's clever. Now I'm gonna try to make this short, so I have a tendency to not get to the point. Sorry. This is a tumble hitch, and I won't explain that too much because you can find a very good explanation of it on animatedknot.com, I think it is. And just to say, in the pictures in Animated Knots, they tie this around a wooden stick, and basically the wraps of the soft release go where the wooden stick is on their pictures. And so this will have a double function. It will kind of tighten this off, increase the friction in the wraps, and in case that doesn't help, that's not enough to make it not unwrap. And you can see I have 8 wraps here actually, so I can almost tighten this fully without having it hitched off, and it will just start slipping slightly right at the tension I want to have it at like 70 meters. But just in case that doesn't help enough, it will actually here comes the webbing. It will just tighten this loop. It will tighten out here, and this will just get a little bit longer, and the whole thing will be fixed. And were this a regular knot, it would be really hard to untie. But because this tumble hitch is very nice, you have the end here, and you just pull it like this, and you see this loop becomes shorter. And once it goes out here of these loops, the whole thing just comes apart. No matter how hard this is tightened, it's really easy to undo. The problem is that it's so easy to undo that this will sometimes maybe hang down. I have quite a lot of webbing here because I want to be able to undo very long lines and really sometimes pretty stretchy lines. But so this line hangs down when I'm in the park, and mostly kids, but sometimes adults like to pull on this one. And if they pull it, this loop will come out, and it will all come undone, and that's not really nice. So the recommendation I gave on Slack chat was to take this loop, make it a bit longer, and then like connect it to something. So over here I will have the sling around a tree, and I maybe have a beaner or just something, whatever. Doesn't really matter. You just connect it in. And then if someone pulls here, it will pull this tight to the beaner, but then it will stop. And that doesn't matter much because tight here isn't really tight. It's just how tight they can pull here. Like a little kid can pull here. It's not very tight, and once you want to undo it, you just pull back here again, and you will have this loose and be able to disconnect it easily from the beaner, And then you have the tumble hitch, and this can be really tight, but you will still be able to undo it by pulling on this strand. The question I got was like, why do this hitch and then still lock this off somewhere? Well, because if you lock this off without doing this hitch, so I'll pull this hitch out, this, and you see it just comes undone. Now, if I just take this side, I put some kind of knot, like an overhand knot here, for example, and then I put it into a beaner. If this slips, this will be really tight, and well, of course, I have a bit of a mechanical advantage here, of course, so I might be able to pull that out. But if it's too hard to pull here, so I can't get any slack here. I mean, if there's a beaner here and it's connected and it's all just tight, you won't be able to get that beaner out. So that will be a problem. That's why you want the hitch to begin with. And of course, you don't need to have the hitch here. You can have the hitch around the beaner, but then you still have to, you want to tie it off so that people can't accidentally just pull it out when you don't want it to. So yeah, I hope that kind of answers the question.